Okay. Ooh, this hair is just flying away from me. Anyway, let me turn this down. So I happen to look over my videos because a lot of times I post stuff or I send something and didn't even go over it. So I saw what ooh-wee. The other video was kind of like going all over the place. And the reason why is because sometimes I don't have time to get back on here. And I was trying something out. I really was. I was trying something out. Trying to see if I can do it and see if it makes a difference. That was the only reason why. But I want to go back over what I talked about was about priorities. And at the same time too, I'm sitting up here talking about what women need to do. Men need to do the same thing. A lot of times men get a woman or get a wife and they get real comfortable with them. They do. They get real comfortable with them. And they feel like that she's not a challenge anymore. So a lot of times, they the relationships get to the point where you're like an old pair of comfortable shoes. Hate to say that, but it is like that, And I think what we forget is no one else can experience the greatest gift of all, and that is the union of two people. When you have found a mate, when you have found a significant other, when you have found someone to become your one, you forget to treasure that gift, because what always happens is we forget about what made it great, what made it wonderful. And I think that was something that my husband had told me on our first date. And he had said to me, he said that's what happens a lot of times was people forget about that very first day. I mean, think about it. A lot of you probably reminisce about old boyfriends and all this stuff, and it brings back a good feeling to you. So that's something that you have to learn to look for in your mate. Like for him, his smile is what did it for me, because I was really, really nervous going on a date with him, and I didn't know I was going to have to fight for my life or not, and I ain't playing. I got too many things going on right now, and I had plans the next day. I was going to fight that man. If he ended up being a serial killer or something like that, I was going to fight him. But what he did was he turned around and he noticed I was nervous. And then I noticed that he was nervous, and he told me I'm nervous. So he had pulled over and he said, let's just pray. So that was a player's move. It was a player's move. But I'm going to let him and God handle that one. But it made me feel comfortable. I was relaxed, and I was able to talk more and communicate with him. So, but it was his smile, and that's what I'm always reminiscing about. I always reminisce about that date, his smile. That's my trigger. So you need to find a trigger in that person that that you admired about them. If it was a conversation they had, their eyes, their nose, their lips, their teeth, their hair, whatever it was that made you feel like, wow, that's it right there. And you want to have those wow moments. So that was one thing. Excuse me, because I ate some popcorn, and you got braces. You're not supposed to eat popcorn, which I know that, and I'm looking for my little teeth thing to push that out of there. I need to quit. I really do. I need to quit. But from I'm gonna go. So what I was talking about was men have to learn that too, because you bring out the best in a woman when she realizes that she is the only one. She is the one who counts. And you're there for her no matter what. because you are developing a relationship. You are making a bestie. And when you're making a bestie, they want to know that, can I confide in you? Can I lean in you? Do you got my back? Are you a ride or die? You know, because if I feel like this, if I'm going that extra mile for you, you should be willing to go that extra mile for me. But you have these issues with men out there, and women too, that they constantly want to play the field. Constantly. They just want to play. That's all they want to do is play. And I can remember when I used to, mess around and stuff like that. And I remember I went to a minister and he had told me, so you're messing around with different people. And I said, yeah. And then he said to me, now, so you're blocking them for who God has meant for them. He said, you do know that, don't you? And I looked at him, because I thought he was going to say that to me. I said, you mean me? He said, no. Whoever's meant for you, you already missing it, because you out here putting your time with people who ain't supposed to be there. It's like a puzzle piece. You're trying to fit these people in there who is not supposed to be there, and you're not supposed to be there. And I realized at that moment that I was selfish. That I was robbing somebody else of their joy. I realized that. So I had to rethink the way I was thinking. I had to let go of people who shouldn't be there. And I had to ask for forgiveness too, because, how much time did that person waste with me when it was meant for somebody else? And we keep trying to force ourselves with somebody who is not supposed to be there. We really do. You can tell right off the bat if somebody is really for you or not for you. The thing is, we want to constantly keep forcing it. Like, I know that jigsaw puzzle fits here. Let me get some tape. Let me cut it. Let me make it fit in there and stuff. But it's not the way it's supposed to be. And so many of us live in relationships, and I mean live in it. You're living in it. That are not productive. They're holding up progress. They're holding up your progress. And then you don't have a teammate who's willing to build with you. They're willing to take from you. They're willing to knock you down, but they're not willing to build with you. So, man, the more and more I share this, the more I'm reflecting back on myself. And I'm realizing some things that I've done. And I just hope that you all learn to and understand too. But back to what I was saying, I started off by talking about putting the person first. We've been accustomed to being that damsel in distress. That means that chick that needs somebody to help her. Anyway, so if you have someone in your life, men, women, whatever, you need to let that woman know too that where she fits. Should never have a woman feel insecure. A woman is full of so many emotions. So many. We're built that way. I mean, the day God created a woman, he must have been like, I'm putting all my love in you. I want you to feel all my love. And I want you to share that love. Because you're a lover. You are a giver of lover. You're a caregiver. Man, he gave them the love of protection. Protection, caring. But they're just not quite like us. Some are, some are not. It depends on how they want to disconnect or if they want to connect. So I'm learning, like I told you all before. But it's very important that you all look back and realize that who's first here? Am I first? Do I have to worry? Why are you making me feel insecure? all those different things. And that should not be there because it makes your chemistry unbalanced with each other. So that's why it's so important that if you want a relationship, be in a relationship. If you don't want a relationship, leave that person alone, because whoever's for them is for them. But as I said before, a lot of us are very, very selfish. We do not want to let go of anybody. So, I don't know who's calling me. But anyway, this is it. Until tomorrow, you all take care. You love yourself. And I see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.